All right, Yuvraj, we can go. Please unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. You are good to go for.
Good morning, all. We are Team OORJA, and this is our cost report discussion. I am Yuvraj Singh, team manager. Along with me is Tejaswa Marwa, team captain, technical head Vansh Garg, Rohit Singla, finance head, and Harshpreet Singh, electrical core. Also with us is Animesh Mishra, who is part of electrical core. Now, to begin with the cost report discussion, we will first discuss about what a unit cost is. Unit cost refers to the cost required to manufacture one unit of any part that we have used in our go-kart. It involves three major subsections, beginning with process cost, which involves cost of any process used to manufacture the part, like pipe bending, MIG welding, plate bending. Also, there is tooling cost, which refers to the cost used to cost for using a tool to manufacture the part. For example, grinding wheels used on angle grinders. Along with this, raw material cost refers to the cost of the raw material that was used in manufacturing the part. There is also fourth cost called fasteners cost, which is the cost of the fasteners, the nuts and bolts used to manufacture, apply the part to the go-kart. Coming to the cost breakup of the go-kart, the majority of the budget was spent on electronics and wiring, totaling to 55,951. The powertrain drivetrain cost 49,349. Brake system cost 6,725, while the wheel assembly and tires cost 17,300. The steering system cost 7,470, and the frame and body cost 18,829. The fit and finish costed 2,860 rupees. Now, coming to the frame and body, I hand over to Rohit Singla.
Thank you, Yuvraj. Good morning, everyone. Yes. Coming to the frame and body, which costs around 18,829, out of which major goes to the frame that costs 10,769, and the other mounting all the parts on the chassis, like steering column, everything that's mounted on the chassis has their mounts have to be made on the frame. That cost is added on these tables, like all the costs like front body mounts, the mounts for the bumpers and etc. Steering, the mounts related to the steering, the mounts related to the steering, also the stub axle, the drive seats mount, firewalls mount, and other mounts too. Coming next to the frame bifurcation, that cost is us a total of 10,769. Then the further bifurcation, that how the process cost, raw material cost, and the tooling cost. In the process cost, it costs of 5,600, for which there are 8 bends, 20 welds, the MIG welding, and the other cost that includes is of jigs and fixture, on which we kept the frame, kept the members before welding. Then coming to the raw material cost, we have used the material AISI 4130, and we have used around 9 meters of this material, and costed us 4,806 rupees. Then coming to the tooling cost, the fabrication of the frame took us around 30 days. For estimating the cost of this, so it took us around 5 cutting wheels to cut all the material and 2 grinding wheels to grind all the extra welds. So it costed us around 363 rupees approx. Now coming next to the steering system, which costed us 7,470 rupees. For the steering system, main that costed us is the steering wheel, for that is of 2,000 rupees. Then coming next to the steering hub, steering wheel, steering column, sport steering column, bearing steering column, pivot, tripod, tie rods. For the next, which we say we have manufactured, is the part we have manufactured is the tie rod and steering wheel positive stop. The tie rod manufacture is simple, that we just use the raw material which costed rupees 90 for both of the tie rods. Then coming to the tooling cost, that just costed 30 rupees, that including for the welding and extra. Then coming to the steering wheel positive stop, which costed us the raw material of rupees 15 and tooling cost of rupees 20. Now passing on to Yuvraj for the next part.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Rohit. Coming to the wheel assembly and tire section, all the parts in this section were bought. The wheels costed 13,000 rupees. The stub axles cost 2,400 rupees, while the rear wheel hubs cost 1,900 rupees, totaling to a total of 17,300 rupees. Now, coming to the brake section, it involves parts like the brake caliper, brake rotor, fluid line, brake pedal. The cost of the caliper was 2,300 rupees, while the cost of the rotor was 1,900. The total of the section came to 6,725 rupees. Looking at a specific part that we manufactured ourselves is the brake pedal. The raw material used came to a AISI 4130 steel pipe of about 4 inches, which was welded to a MS plate, notched cut according to the CAD design. The total of this came to about 100 rupees. The tooling cost involved cutting, welding, and drilling, amounting to rupees 50, while the fastness cost was rupees 20, involving one M5 nut and bolt set. The unit cost came to rupees 170. Now, coming to the powertrain and drivetrain, this involves parts like the driver sprocket, log drive sprocket, driven sprocket, hubs driven sprocket, chain, drive shaft, motor, and the throttle pedal. The total of this section came to 49,349, the majority of which was spent on the motor. Looking at the specific part that we manufactured the driver sprocket by ourselves. We took a EN8D steel round bar, which costed us around 100 rupees. And then we applied manufacturing processes like turning, facing, drilling, hobning, and finally case hardening to process it, which costed 300 rupees. The unit cost came up to 1,400 rupees, while the technical specifications of the driver's pocket are that the pitch circle diameter is 50 mm, the thickness is 7 mm, and the depth was 6 mm. The inner diameter was 30 mm. The fit and finish involves accessory parts used to accessorize the go-kart, like paint, stickers, accessories, primer, and firewall. The firewall costed 400 rupees, while the paint costed 1,080 rupees. Now, I would like to hand over to Harshpreet, who is our electrical head, to showcase the electronics and wiring section.
Thank you, Yuvraj. And now comes to the electronics and wiring. The component breakdown is as follows. The per unit cost of the battery is 35,492 rupees, and it also includes the BMS. And the next parts are brake light, sensor brake light, which is basically the sensor to turn on the brake light when the brake pedal is pressed. And after that, orange conduit for HV wire, DC to DC converter, kill switch, breakover travel switch, tractive system disconnect, RTDS, ready to drive sound, and charger, auxiliary battery, LV wire, HV wire, and start switch. And now, and now comes to the cost distribution of electronics and wiring, and it majorly includes the accumulator, which is 35,492 rupees, and also the LV component, HV components. LV components basically the LV battery of 12 volt, and HV components include HV wiring and accumulator isolation relays, tactile system disconnects, and other parts. And now comes to specific parts of electronics and wiring, which is accumulator. And the technical specifications of the accumulator are 51.2 volt nominal voltage. The capacity is 1 kilowatt, 36 watt. Current rating 30 ampere hour. And also we are using 3C rated cells. So the capacity of the battery basically becomes the 90 ampere hour. And the peak current rating of the cells is also 10C. Thank you, sir.